Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Tom, and welcome back to the Notorious EDC podcast. Today is January 13th. It's a Thursday. It is a balmy 48 degrees out here in New York City. And I say that because it's been like 20 degrees and less some days the past couple of days. And I know a lot of you guys live in places that are much colder, so please spare me the DMs of how 20 degrees is a summer day for you. I understand. I understand that you live in a colder place, but relative to where I live, 20 degrees is cold. But anyway, I was very excited to get outside today and actually enjoy walking rather than being in pain for the duration of it. So that was pretty nice. Just dropped off some packages. We did some lottos in the Facebook group this week. Again, if you're not in the Facebook group, take a little cruise on over to my link tree in the bio of my Instagram profile, where you can add yourself to the Facebook group. All you have to do is answer the questions to the best of your abilities, and then you'll be in the group, and you'll have a nice chance to get some Cerakote beer bombs and some other fun stuff. I don't remember if I mentioned this on the last pod, so I'm going to say it again because it's actually worth mentioning anyway, twice, even if I did mention it already. But we did the charity event for the Seeing Eye organization in the Facebook group, where I think I did mention this actually, but I put up 3 beer bombs for a raffle, and we raised like $4,000, and we did donate all the money, $4,500, after I put my little bid in, and they actually called me a few days later and they said that we could name a dog, which they originally said on the website that it would have to be $5,000. So they ended up saying we could name a dog. So I did a little poll in the Facebook group, and I suggested the name Hopper, like a play off beer hops, and that seems to be the winner by a landslide, which is pretty cool because I think it's an adorable name for a dog. So I think that'll be cool. And I'm excited that that will be our little mark on the world. So I think give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you, everyone who donated to that. That's really cool. What else is going on? What a crazy week. So obviously, you guys know I do photography as my main career. So I keep myself probably busier than any sane person should. And this week was a little bit lighter on the photo work side. So it's cool because I had plenty of Notorious EDC stuff to do. So this week I kind of was just looking at my website, and I just got the itch to just make a new theme or template or whatever you want to call it. And I'm just really happy with how it came out. I think it looks really, really nice. So if you haven't seen it, there's nothing for sale right now. So don't get excited to jump over there and buy something, but at least the framework for a site where stuff will eventually be on sale is there, and it looks really nice. So I'm super excited about that. It's looking really profesh, and actually just about to work on that more this weekend. But there's so many things I want to do at the site, and there's just not enough time to do everything in one day, of course. So you have to take it little by little. Another exciting thing that's in the works is finally I have a pouch design in the works. This is something that I've been wanting to do for years and years and years. So like I said, I wanted to make bags back in the day, and I wanted to do all this stuff, but it just never panned out because you can't have, how many businesses can you start? It doesn't really make sense. If you spread yourself too thin, you really can't do anything well. So I always had that on a back burner. Maybe one day I would do something, and I hope that maybe with this EDC stuff, there would be some overlap. And obviously now with the absolute explosion of pouches, why not, drop my hat in the ring, so to speak. Is that a phrase? I don't know. But I think I think that it'll be really cool. I'm super excited about it. I think the design is really, really nice. I think that just the layout of it internally is really cool. It's a smaller pouch. I think it's something that I only want to make things that I would love to carry on a daily basis. So I think that you guys will really enjoy it. It's just enough to hold the essentials, but you can still have some backup items. Like there'll be enough room, I think, for like a little boo-boo kit, so you can carry some Band-Aids and some alcohol wipes, along with like a backup battery for your phone, maybe some cables, flashlight, small items like that. Even a knife should fit in there unless you carry gigantic knives, in which case it might not fit. But even then, I think it still will, to be honest. So I'm super excited for it. I should have the sample before the end of the month if everything goes smoothly, fingers crossed. And still no update on the knife prototypes. I'm going to check in with Riot. By the way, I got word from David, the owner of Riot, that it is in fact pronounced Riot, not Riate. I had to know if I was saying it wrong for all these years, and guess what? I was. So my apologies, and just so everyone knows, it is pronounced Riot. So now that that's settled, we can all move on with our lives. Another fun thing that I wanted to discuss is I think I got my Grail Chris Reeve knife. I think it happened today, because when I was talking to Joe on episode 3, I believe, wow, this is just like my brain is exploding, because it just popped up in my email today, and I had no intention of buying another knife this month. I'm just trying to be a responsible human being. And you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes it is what it is, because how often, tell me, look me in the face and tell me, how often does a Sebenza Insingo small 31 with a silver lug pop up? I'll give you the answer. It never does. And on top of that, this was a Knife Art sprint run. I don't know if it was exclusive to Knife Art, but I saw that it was a sprint run, and it's got the glass blasted frames. So I actually reached out to Tim in a complete panic, and he's going to laugh if and when he hears this, because I was like, is it too shiny? Am I going to like it? Like I was all, I was like nervous because I don't really want something that's too shiny, but I think it'll be really cool, because I'm looking at like my Peña Mula has, it has kind of that same like lightly blasted finish, and it looks really, really nice. So I saw this in my hand today, and I was just sitting on the checkout page, just contemplating for about 5 minutes. And I was like, it might disappear. So if it disappears, it's not meant to be. And sure enough, it did not disappear. And Tim didn't hit me back. And I just said, whatever, I'm just going to buy this knife. And I did. So that is so exciting. I can't wait to get that knife in the mail. And I think that all the things that bugged me about the Sebenza or the Insingo Sebenza or whatever from the 21 style, I think most of those things, if not all of them, are remedied. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be amazing. And I think that's a knife that would be in my, probably, again, if I had to go down to like a 5 production knife collection, that's going to be one of them. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be so sick. And of course, next week, I will let you guys know what I think, because I'm not going to get it probably till, I guess, Monday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, like the sucker that I am, I upgraded to 2-day FedEx because I didn't want to wait 6 business days and maybe it gets lost, because we're still in the window of USPS completely ruining everything. I think we still have 2 days left. January 15th is kind of my cutoff for starting to use USPS again, really. So I don't know. I just wanted to be safe. So I figured whatever. For a $400 knife, I'd rather spend an extra $20 and have a little insurance, but that's how they get you. It is what it is. Oh, and that brings me to the topic of, I was curious what you guys think. I'm going to pull up my little spreadsheet here. So I'm a nerd, if you hadn't figured that out yet. And sorry for the clicking. Let me get my trackpad. What am I, an animal? Clicking a mouse. I have a spreadsheet for all my gear sales. And I'm curious if you guys do something like this. And if you don't, would you consider it? Is it something that you've never thought about, keeping track of your gear spending? Or is it something that you absolutely don't want to know because you don't want to be faced with the harsh reality that you're just throwing your money in a paper shredder every month when something drops? Because I personally like to keep myself accountable. I really think this is a great method. I have I can actually, you know what? I think I'm going to make a template. I think I actually did make a template. I sent one to a buddy of mine. I think I'm going to put that template on my link tree when I'm done with this episode. And if you guys want to download the Excel or the Apple, what is this app called? I don't even know. Numbers? Yeah, the Apple Numbers one. Whatever you want, you can download my template. And I don't know if the formula's gonna stick, but you can figure it out pretty quick. I basically have like the brand, the model, the price. When I was doing like custom knives, when I was dipping into the custom world, I would write down like who I bought it from, who I sold it to, the shipping, tracking, and all that stuff, just so I could make sure I had it all dialed in. And I made this before I had my Shopify website, which obviously I can keep track of things much easier now. So yeah, a lot of this is a little outdated for me, but it's cool to know if you want to do a deep dive into just being completely over the top. But the long story long is, so I want to take it a step further. And if I have like a custom knife coming in, then I don't want to sell a $50 knife to make it even. I want to sell X amount of dollars of knives to make it even. So it's an interesting experiment. And so far I hate it because I'm buying a couple of pricier knives, like between the dowel custom that I got and then this Sebenza. I'm in the hole, but there, like I said, there was still 25 knives that I had intended on selling anyway. So I think I'm going to bounce back pretty quick. And it's just about being responsible and not really letting the hobby kind of like roll off the tracks. You know what I mean? I just want to do things in a way that makes sense and just kind of keep it in check, because there was a point where I had way more knives than I have now, and it just felt absolutely nuts to have so much stuff that essentially sits in a drawer. So I feel like this will be a really good way to keep things in check. Plus it's like, it really makes you enjoy what you have, you know, because I have I have this GEC 83 lockback. It's sick. I actually have one that was in my top knives post of last year. That one's awesome. The one that I bought recently, it just doesn't ring my bell. Like it's jigged bone, which is cool, but I just like the micarta one that I had originally better. So instead of having this one sit in a drawer, I'd rather take that money and then put it towards this dream Insingo that I got. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, and then having like 3 mini bug outs. I don't need 3 mini bug outs anymore. So I'm going to sell 2 of those. So I should be back to zero hopefully soon. But again, I think it's a good idea. It's never a bad idea to try and keep yourself in check. So everything in moderation, right? Another thing that, speaking of spending a disgusting amount of money, I had to get a new laptop because my old laptop was a 2012 MacBook Pro. And that was like one of the last ones. It was either 2012 or 2013 where they changed it and it became a touch bar, and it got rid of all the ports that actually do things that are great. And, you know, you had to use dongles and all this nonsense. So I had pretty much just rocked an iMac. I have an iMac at home and I have an iMac at my studio where I work out of a lot. So obviously I need 2 computers for that. And what I would normally do is shoot to a laptop that I had at my studio and have a second display. And by the way, I know this isn't knife stuff, but to me, this is like everyday items and things, and like technology and stuff is a big part of my life. So I hope you guys don't mind listening a little bit about computer stuff. I promise I won't make it like the whole thing, but you know, all the time. But obviously technology is a big part of our lives these days. So to me personally, this is like very important stuff. So anyway, so I used to have the laptop with the external monitor. That way, if I had a shoot on location, I could bring my laptop with me and boom, that would be my location computer. So it was like super easy. But for the past year, maybe 2 years, I've been without a laptop, and it's been a little bit difficult because when you rent a laptop, it's obviously expensive, and then you have to set up everything from scratch. It's really frustrating. And obviously there's bigger problems in the world than that, but it's really nice to just have a laptop, turn it on, and you're ready to go. All your settings are the same way, because with these photo apps that we use, it's really particular. You know, you really want to have everything dialed into your specifications so that things are just easy and seamless and they flow really well. But now that I have this new laptop, I'm actually going to keep it at home for a little while because I'd rather be able to work off of that here. And then if I need it for a job, I could still take it from home or whatever. But man, this new MacBook Pro, I actually forgot that I ordered this laptop because it was in October that I had ordered it. So I got this email saying that it was shipping and I misread it and thought it was like an in-stock notification, but it ended up charging me as soon as it shipped. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I would have remembered the sting of this MacBook Pro, but I got like pretty maxed out and it is fast. And obviously every computer is pretty speedy before you bloat it with garbage and you never clean out your downloads folder and all this stuff. But for now, it is flying and I'm super happy with it. So I got to do all that this weekend and do a little transfer with my my old iMac and just take all the important stuff off there and maybe put it on a hard drive or whatever. But I'm super excited to slap some awesome stickers on this thing and just enjoy having a new machine, because you don't realize how slow your computer is until 5 or 6 years go by. And then now you're on a brand new one and that thing is just blazing down the street. It's sick. So I am very excited about that. And that's going to be the way that, that I do a lot of my work. So I'm going to be able to work on my website wherever I want and make some cool new designs. I got a t-shirt design in the works right now, which I'm really excited about, and more on that soon, but I'm super pumped on how it's coming out. I just got to finish that up. And I got, like I said, a couple more things, some sneaky little things in the works, but I have some special guests coming up in the next few weeks. And I don't know when I'm going to air those episodes, but they will be recording in the next week, maybe 2-3 weeks. So that'll be really cool. So look for some awesome guest collabs on the pod in the end of this month and probably February. So that'll be really exciting. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on the pod and just check in with you guys and just let you know that I am absolutely failing at not buying knives this year. And I hope you guys are too, because life is too short. So you might as well buy some cool shit and, enjoy yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little grab bag episode, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, Michelle Branch style. And I'm sorry I didn't have a specific theme this week, but I think it's fun to just kind of talk about what's actually going on, because that is real life and that's what we are living in almost. But I hope you guys are good. Make sure to try and join the Facebook group if you haven't. Like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. Check out the new website. All the links for everything are in the bio of my Instagram page and on Linktree/NotoriousEDC. Have a great weekend and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.